Assalamualaikum, Dr. Jihan.
Waalaikumsalam, Dr. Hendra.
Alhamdulillah.
Hah? Boleh, Mas.
Gimana kabarnya? Sehat, dokter?
Alhamdulillah sihat.
Di sana sudah rainy belum? Di Kuala Lumpur? Rainy hujan.
Hari ini belum, tapi
Oh, belum.
sekarang mendung dari pagi.
Oh, sama Surabaya. Baru 3 hari yang lalu hujan. Ini mendung terus, tapi belum hujan.
Tapi sini petang-petang hujan, banjir.
Oh, banjir. Oh,
Banjir.
sesuai dengan namanya mungkin. Oh, nggak tahu. Oh, banjir ya?
Banjir di Kuala Lumpur, di Shah Alam.
Oh iya ya, salam ya.
Sebab hujan lebat kan.
Itu biasanya kalau banjir itu setelah berapa jam mungkin 2 jam atau berapa itu hujannya itu?
Dalam 1 jam, 2 jam. Tapi hujannya lebat. Hujannya lebat.
Cepat sekali ya.
Ya. Sebab banyak sangat bangunannya.
Iya. Tapi kan di UM banyak pohon.
Tak juga. Sekarang ni dah banyak. Bangunannya pun banyak.
Oh, tambah banyak bangunannya. Baik, dokter, mungkin bisa kita mulai. Mas Farid, MC-nya siapa? Oh, Mas Kris ya. Silakan, Mas Kris. Ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to all the participants. Welcome to guest lecture 2023. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Christian Abraham Putra from the Information Study Program of Universitas Airlangga Batch 2021. I'm your Master of Ceremony for this class today. Our lecture will be continued by our special speaker, Professor Dr. Norjihan Binti Abdul Ghani from University UNAIR. She will be lecturing us about information security in the digital era. After the lecture, there will be a Q&A session for all the participants to ask questions about the topic. And after that, there will be a photo session together with our speaker. So prepare your best mind. And at the end of the class, there will be a presence and feedback form for all the participants. Must fill the form to get the e-certificate that will be sent directly to your email. Before going into the lecture, first, I will introduce our speaker through his CV. Okay, thank you. Professor Dr. Norjihan is currently an associate professor in the Department of Information Systems, University Malaya. She started working at UM as lecturer in November 2002 and became a senior lecturer in 2015. Her PhD in computer science from University Technology Malaysia and her master in information technology from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And she obtained her bachelor degree in information technology from University Utara Malaysia. Currently, she is the head of Department for Information Systems since 7 October of 2019. Her research interest is in the areas of information security, which she focuses more on the information privacy, data security, and data protection. And it has been proven that she is a good fit for our topic today, information security. Okay, now let's begin the class and continue to our topic with our special speaker. Good afternoon, Dr. Norjihan.
Good afternoon.
Are you able to open your mic?
Okay, can I share my screen now? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. I hope that you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, so let me, okay, so Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all participants who join this guest lecture for today. So I think this is my second time delivering guest lecture for Universitas Airlangga. If I'm not mistaken, the first one was held last year, but I'm not sure what month. Okay, so we just proceed. Okay, so today my title for my presentation is information security in digital era. So so some information about me. Okay, so my name is Dr. Jihan. Okay, so currently I'm the HOD for Information Systems Department. And then as mentioned by the chair just now, my research area is information security. I do have some research grants and conducting research in this domain. So my focus is previously in data protections, personal data protections. It is regarding the access control, authentications, and so on. But then now, since we are moving towards to digital era, and then the emerge of IoTs and so on, so I extend my research domain towards information security in smart-based applications. Okay, so because now we are moving towards IoT based applications. So we are moving towards smart home, smart learnings, smart education, and so on. So I extend my research in these areas. Okay, so because of that, for today, I would like to share something that related to information security in digital era. So what should we do in order to make sure that we are able to fulfill the security requirements, even though we are moving ourselves to this digital era. Okay, so the TOC for today, as stated in the screen, we start with information security, whereby I will introduce a little bit about three security requirements. I'm sure that everyone already know about this. Okay, so what is CIA triad? But we need to go through again, okay, and then after that we will proceed with digital era. So before we proceed to the main content, we need to go through a little bit about digital era, and then digital transformation needed in this digital era. Okay, so I will briefly explain what is digital transformation, and then how does it evolve with this digital era. Okay, then after that, I will focus, I only select one applications, okay, because if we talk about digital era, we have so many applications, smart based, okay, but we only focus on one, which is smart healthcare. Okay, then in this agenda, we will discuss about how smart healthcare was emerged in this digital era world. Okay, then after that, we will discuss some issues and challenges, okay, that related with information security and privacy in smart healthcare. And then after that, what are potential solutions that we can propose, okay, in order to address issues related with security and privacy in this smart healthcare. Okay, so these are outlines for today's presentation. Okay. Okay, so first we look at, okay, what is information security? Okay, so I'm sure that everyone already know what is information security. So it is actually, it is a set of practices that we required, okay, in order to keep data secure, okay, from any unauthorized access or alterations. So the simple words here is, okay, we want to keep the data secure. Okay, data secure from any unauthorized access or alteration. So maybe you are authorized to access the data, but at certain point you are not allowed to do certain actions. Okay, so that's also fulfill the requirements for information security. We want to avoid any unauthorized alterations, okay, from authorized users also. Okay. Okay, then information security also covers the tools and processes. Okay, because when we talk about information security, it is not only we should depend to technologies, okay, but also we should consider all the processes that we need to follow. Okay, that organizations need to follow in order to protect the informations. Okay. Okay, then information security itself, it is when we want to protect sensitive information. Okay, usually when it comes to digital era, this sensitive information usually our personal data, okay, and then maybe some organization's data. Okay, so this considered as sensitive data. Okay, from unauthorized activities. Okay, including inspections, modifications, recordings, and any disruptions or distractions activities. Okay, so meaning that we have to protect. Okay, we have to protect this sensitive data. Okay. Okay, so based on that, okay, the goal of information security is to ensure the safety and privacy of critical data, such as health data, okay, customer accounts details, okay, financial data, and other data. Okay, so because now we are moving towards digital era, more data will be shared via online. Okay, so the main goal is we want to ensure the safety and privacy of this data. Okay, then okay. Sometimes there are consequences of security incidents. Okay, whereby it can include identity theft of private information, data tampering, and data deletions. Okay, so based on this, there are okay, there is a possibility to have security incidents. Okay, so these security incidents can be unintentional or intentional done by insiders. Okay, so protecting data, it is not only for outsiders but also for insiders. Okay, so these security incidents can include any data theft. Okay, and then data tampering and also data deletions. Okay, and then okay, okay, attacks and threats. Okay, attacks and threats that occurs in the data during data transmissions, okay, can disrupt work processes, and it able to give a major damage to a company's reputations, and also, of course, it will cost them. Okay, it will cause the organizations to for them to cater the incidents. Okay. Okay, so this is CIA triad. Okay, CIA, it is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so when we talk about information security, we cannot avoid ourselves from think about CIA. Okay, so these three requirements is a must. It's a compulsory to have for us to fulfill all these three triads. Okay, okay. The first one is confidentiality. Okay, confidentiality, it is something that we want to protect. Okay, we want to protect from unauthorized access, okay, unauthorized use, and also disclosure. Okay, so meaning that we want to protect the data from, okay, so meaning that we want to protect the data from any unauthorized access. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second one, okay, maybe users are authorized to access the data. Okay, but then he or she are not authorized to do certain actions. Okay, so maybe he only can view, but she cannot modify the data. Okay, and then okay, at the same time, okay, we want to protect the data from any misuse or disclosures of the data. Okay, so what types of data that we want to protect? Okay, it is actually the data that we have in the system, that we have in our database, and then the data that we have in transit from network A to network B, for example, or from system A to system B. Okay, so between the transmission of this data from A to B, okay, sometimes we need to transit the data. Okay, so this is also we need to protect the data. Okay, whenever data is in transit, and then also, of course, when we process the data, okay, when we transfer the data from A to B. Okay, so these are the three situations where we have to protect the data. Okay, so meaning that protection, okay, confidentiality, it is something that protection of the data from unauthorized access and unauthorized use. Okay, so that's in a simple words. Okay, for integrity, it is something that we want to avoid any modification or any alteration of the data. Okay, for those who are not authorized to do so. Okay, we want to avoid any modification or alteration of a data from unauthorized users. So if you are not allowed to do so, then you can't do that. Okay, so that's for integrity. And then again, for this integrity, it is also same goes for confidentiality. So we have to avoid for these 3 stages of data. Okay, in storage, in transit, and in process. Okay, so then the last one is for availability. Okay, for availability, it is when whenever we want to use the data is available for us. Okay, so that's a simple explanation for availability. The data is available whenever we want to use the data. Okay. Okay, so those control for availability, okay, such as authorized access, okay, acceptable level of performance, fault tolerance, redundancies, reliable backups, and prevention of data loss or disruptions. Okay, so for availability, it is sometimes it will reflect with the systems. Okay, if the system damaged or corrupts, okay, then the data, of course, the data is not available to be accessed. Okay, so these are the things that we have to ensure. Okay, so these are the 3 triads. Okay, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so based on this, which one is the most important? Whether confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Okay, okay, so the answer is, okay, all these 3 components are required. We can't say that confidentiality is important than integrity or availability, or we can't say that integrity is the most important compared to confidentiality and availability, but we should have a balance. Okay, balance between these 3 triads. Okay, okay, then okay. Okay, next. Okay, then we move to digital era. Okay, I will give some informations about digital era before we proceed with our main content. Okay, so digital era is characterized by technology which increases the speed and breadth of knowledge turnover within the economy and societies. Okay, so now we are now embracing the digital era. Okay, we are moving towards digital era. Okay, we are moving from traditional base towards digital base. Okay, especially after COVID, right? Okay, so we are embracing this digital era. Okay, then okay, the adoption of digital technology is okay, the adoption of this digital technology supports the emerge of digital era. Okay, so it is a time of rapid technological change that was led by digital societies. Okay, we are the one who make the changes. Okay, the new technologies are reshaping economies and societies. Okay, so it is support each others. Okay, citizens support the technologies and technologies are required to support the change needed by these societies. Okay, then an ongoing digital transformation will affect our economies and societies as this generated new wave of innovation. Okay, we based on examples that we have during COVID-19. Okay, so that's the time where we move everything from manual, from physical, from face-to-face classes, and everything from physical towards digital. Okay, we do have online meetings. Okay, we do have online classes. Okay, we do have online businesses and so on. Okay, so this generates a new wave of innovations. Okay, so that's where digital era was introduced. Okay, so there are 5 phases of digital era. It was started in mid-90s. Okay, whereby it was started with internet era. Okay, so during this time, it is easy for us to access browsers. Okay, we do web software hostings and network technologies during this mid-90s. Okay, then after that, we are moving forward to social media age. Okay, mid 2000s. Okay, so at this point, okay, we do have okay, most people they are moving forward from blogging to social media. Okay, we do have Instagram, we do have Facebook, WhatsApp, and so on. So this is the interchange from internet era to social media era. Okay, so we are moving forward this social media age. Okay, then after that, okay, we are moving forward to collaborative economy age. Okay, whereby okay, we are using mobile apps. Okay, and then there are lots of okay online shopping. Okay, whereby we have to do online payment. Okay, and then ratings and reviews online. Okay, and then all marketplace software. So this is all where we do have collaborative economy age. Okay, so we transform ourselves towards this collaborative age, collaborative economy age. Okay, then now, okay, I don't think that we are at this age. Okay, we are now moving to this age, autonomous world age. Okay. Okay, so during this autonomous world age, okay, so this is where the technologies, okay, with AI, okay, big data, IoTs, and so on, it was lead with machine learning, okay, big data analysis, advanced computing, and so on. So this is where it started with smart based system. We have IoT, okay, automations, and so on, okay, whereby we are not okay, we are now we don't rely anymore for physical tasks. Okay, we are moving forward autonomous. Okay, okay, then okay, okay. So based on this, okay, after autonomous world age, okay, so basically at this age, okay, this is where we don't depend much to human. Okay, so this for this level, for this age and this age, this is a starting point where we don't depend. Okay, we don't rely too much in humans. We rely too much in technologies. Okay, so based on these two ages, okay, collaborative economy and autonomous world age, then there is a need for us to think about modern well-being. Okay, so towards this modern well-being, it is an emerging technology whereby we not only need to consider the technology itself, but how does these technologies able to be adopted in our life, and at the same time it will give us in a good well-being. Okay, so we are not only need to think about technologies itself, but we also need to think about ourselves, our well-being. Okay. Okay, so these are the 5 phases of digital era. So we are at this stage now, and then we are moving towards this modern well-being. Okay. Okay. Okay, so digital transformation. So in digital era, of course, we need digital technologies. Okay, digital technologies are needed to support digital era. Okay, so digital technologies are ushering and driving transformative changes in every industries. Okay, education, manufacturing, banking, and so on. Okay, so as organizations adopt these technologies to redefine how they create, deliver, and capture values. Okay, so this is where organizations they should be able to adopt these digital technologies, and then they have to redefine. They have to think about how they can utilize these digital technologies in creating and able to deliver and capture a good values for their organizations. Okay. Okay. Organizations, they understand, okay, that digital transformations actually can capture a good and good opportunities for them. Okay, they able to provide them a new growth. Okay, and then with a good opportunities while heading off the threat of disruptions. Okay, they understand that by adopting digital transformations, they are able to utilize all the opportunities in their organizations. But at the same time, they have to consider of the potential risk. Okay, so in this case, they have to identify, understand, and also need to address any potential risk that's associated with digital transformation, which later it will help them in derive more values from their efforts in the future. So if they are ready, okay, and they able to identify the risk, and then of course they able to prepare for a action plan for so that it can improve their organizations later. Okay. Okay, so for digital transformations, okay, so there are 7 components. Okay, 7 components required for digital transformations. Okay, we have technology, okay, communications, okay, of course data, okay, and then it's supported with IoT, automation, okay, AI, it is artificial intelligence and networking. Okay, so these are all 7 components required for digital transformations. Okay, technology. Okay, technology. It is something that we okay, now we are depending on sensors technologies. Okay, RFID. Okay, biometrics. Okay, so these technologies are required for digital transformations. Okay, communications. Okay, so now in these digital transformations, it changed ways how we communicate with people. Okay, previously we need to meet in a restaurant, for example. Okay, we do have a physical meeting, but now, okay, we can have something like this. Okay, instead of I need to go there, we can have an online guest lecture. Okay, and then we do have online classes. Okay, we can have online meetings and etc. Okay, so it changed the way how we communicate with others. Okay. Okay, then of course data. Okay, data, it is something required. Okay, something it is important when it comes to digital transformations. Okay, because without data we can't do anything. Okay, so data, it can be personal data. Okay, it can be organizations data. Okay, so in these digital transformations, okay, data is being transferred, okay, being collected, okay, stored, okay, manipulated, and maybe need to be reused, okay, during this digital transformation. Okay, next, okay, IoT. Okay, IoT, it is very famous today. It is important. It is one of the elements required for digital transformation. Okay, why? Because now it is required to support the technologies that we have here. Okay, because even though we have the sensors technologies, we have RFID technologies, but if we don't have the IoT, we can't do all the processes. Okay, so IoT, it is where we can utilize the wearable devices. Okay, we do have okay, blockchain, okay, for these IoTs. Okay, we do have a lot of okay, now we are moving towards smart based systems. Okay, so these are some examples of IoT applications, okay, that that was introduced during these digital transformations. Okay, okay, then automation. Okay, automation, it is where nowadays there is no need for us, okay, for users to do the processes. Okay, no need for workers to do the processes. Okay, sometimes the decision making, it was automated. Okay, it was automated by the systems. Okay, no need, we don't need to hire a person. Okay, because it was done automatically, okay, by using automation process. Okay, so now the most and widely popular automation is RPA. Okay, okay, then now of AI, okay, AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, for this AI, it is needed, okay, because now we are moving towards this, okay, whereby for us to perform automations, okay, we need something intelligence. Okay, we need something that's intelligent to do the process. Okay, to do the process automations. Okay, so for this one, okay, now we have machine learning. Okay, so machine learning is can be used for artificial intelligence. Okay, then the last one is networking. Okay, networking is important because without networking, we can't connect to PCs. Okay, without networking, the system can't be connected. Okay, okay. So for this networking, for now we do have. You can choose whether cloud computing. Okay, or you can choose edge computing. Okay, so it is depends on which environments that you want to apply. Okay, for your digital transformation process. Okay, so these are the things, the 7 components that we have to consider when we want to move forward digital transformations. Okay. Okay, so next, okay, we move to our main agenda, okay, information security and digital era. Okay, so how does these two interconnected? How does these two relate each others? Okay, and why information security is needed in this digital era? Okay, okay, so in information security in digital era, it encompasses a range of measurements and technologies that whereby our aim is to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. Okay, so when we talk about information security, we can't avoid from these 3 triads. Okay, so information security in digital era, we should focus on to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information in the face of evolving cyber threats. Okay, so in this digital era, okay, data has become a valuable asset, and businesses and individuals alike rely heavily on interconnected systems and network. Okay, we have data, okay, and then we need a system. So this system will transmit the data from A to B, from system A to system B, and then at the same time, of course, we need network. Okay, so network enable this system connected each others. Okay, having interconnected. Okay, so data is one of the most valuable assets. Okay, in this digital era. Okay, however, okay, this reliance, okay, comes with significant risk. Okay, so because the more data you share, okay, the more systems you have in that the more interconnected systems, okay, the more risk we have. Okay, so as cyber threats continue to grow in frequency and sophistication, so the more we rely on this interconnected system, the more risk we have. Okay, so because of this, okay, cybersecurity has become a critical aspect of safeguarding sensitive information and ensuring data privacy in an increasingly interconnected world. Okay, so in these slides, I put the word cyber, okay, because it is not only information security, but we discuss about the interconnected systems and network. Okay, so it should be more broad. Okay, cybersecurity is because it is discussed about not only information to be secure, but the systems and network should be secure. Okay, so in more broader view, okay, cybersecurity, it is a critical aspect that we have to think of Okay. Okay. Smart-based systems. Okay, so what is smart-based system? Okay, now we are moving towards digital era. Okay, so in this digital era, we changed way in doing daily operations for companies, for schools, for universities, for bank, and so on. So now instead of to have a manual systems, okay, we have a smart-based systems. Okay, so smart-based systems, it is applications that was introduced in this digital era. Okay. Okay. Basically, these smart-based systems are a key driving force for a range of rapidly emerging wearable monitors. Okay, intelligence and autonomous systems and objects such as self-driving cars, okay, robotics, machine-to-machines, enable advanced manufacturing robots. Okay, so these are some examples of smart-based systems. Okay, so the emerge of smart-based system, it is important, okay, in this digital era. Okay, so now we depends much on intelligence and autonomous system, such as we have self-driving cars. Okay, we have autonomous vehicles. Okay, and then we do have a robot at restaurants. Okay, and then for factories, they don't need to hire workers, but instead of having that, they can purchase a machine to machine. Okay, so these machines will replace a human, okay, for a factories. Okay, and then okay, we do have a wearable devices. Okay, we have a smart watch, whereby that smartwatch enable the users, okay, to keep track their BMI, okay, steps, okay, blood pressures, and so on. Okay, so this is how smart-based was introduced. Okay. Okay, then, okay, so these smart-based systems, okay, actually it enables augmented or enhanced decisions on their own or collaboratively. So when you wear your smartwatch, okay, you are able to make your own decision. Okay, so how many steps that you need today, okay, how many more steps that you need today so that you consider healthy. Okay, and then watch, or maybe you can collaboratively deal with your doctors, okay, communicate with your doctors through this smartwatch. Okay, so okay, so this is where the emerge of smart cities. So actually it was started with smart cities. Okay, then in the smart cities itself, we do have smart homes, okay, smart learning, okay, healthcare, transportations, and so on. So all these smart-based system, it was introduced in this digital era, whereby we do depends to most of these digital technologies. Okay. Okay. So for today, I just for the topic today, okay, information security in digital era. Okay, I just pick one domain, which is smart healthcare. Okay, but most of the smart-based system, they do have some requirements, similar requirements. Okay, unless for smart healthcare, because it deals with lots of data, patients' data. So in terms of security and privacy, it is more needed in this smart healthcare. Okay, so smart healthcare, it is one of the technologies that emerge in today's digital era. Okay, it's incorporate a new generation of information technologies that has emerged. Okay, it is part of smart-based systems, okay, that we do have now. Okay, so the concept behind smart healthcare, okay, it is actually refers to the provision of health services by using the context-aware network and sensing infrastructure of smart cities. Okay, so if we look at this, the smart healthcare, we need to use context-aware network. So we should have an IoT, okay, we should have a communications and we should have the networking. Okay, and then okay, at this point it should included also sensing infrastructure. Okay, because usually for smart healthcare we do collect data from sensors. Okay, sensors devices. Okay. Okay. Smart healthcare is not just a simple technological advancement, okay, but also an all-round and multi-level change. Okay. So hospital and health system can be in the digital health age. Okay, then we build, okay, and then it is a blend of physical and virtual care. So previously we depends on physical hospital, okay, whereby patient needs to go to a hospital to get some treatments, to do the diagnosis and so on. But now in this digital health age, okay, we are not depending too much for this physical, okay, but we still need a physical one. Okay, so that's why in this digital health age, okay, we do have a blend of physical and virtual care. Okay, so this a blend of physical and virtual care, it is where it connecting patients via sensors and smartphones to clinicians. Okay, so we do connect, okay, the patients and doctors or hospitals via sensors and smartphones. So this is where we enable to hospital able to collect data from your smartwatch. Okay, hospitals okay, you patients able to send your information, to send your data via smartwatch. Okay, I like to use smartwatch examples because I'm sure that nowadays most of students or anyone, we do have smartwatch. Okay, okay, then okay, it is not only okay for sensors, okay, sensors and smartphones and also smartwatch. Okay, okay, then besides patients and hospitals or doctors, okay, it can be connected the buildings and their health data. Okay, so it is a blended of physical and virtual care. Okay, so now for this smart healthcare, maybe there is no need for a patient to go to a hospital. Okay, but you can connect with your doctors and get a virtual care. So what should we do? Okay, so based on these symptoms and so on. Okay, so this is something that we do have during COVID-19. Okay, whereby if you are under surveillance, okay, you just we do have an apps. Okay, so we just key in our health every day, and then the data will be sent to a hospitals. Okay, so this is referring to virtual care. So no need for us to go to a hospital every day. Okay. Okay, so the changes is actually embodied in the following. Okay, it changed the medical model. Okay, it changed the medical model from disease-centered to patient-centered care. Okay, so now we come up with preferences. Okay, so we preferences based on patients. Okay, now based on these patients, okay, what types of medicines that we should provide to these patients? Okay, so it moved from disease-centered to patient-centered care. Okay, whereby we recommend or we do based on self-preference, based on patient preferences. Okay. Okay, then the second one is informatization construction changes. Okay, it is from clinical informatizations to regional medical informatizations. Okay, so this one, it is based on clinical to based on regional medical. Okay, and then the third one, it is the changes in terms of medical management. Okay, so before this, we do have a general management. Okay, we manage based on the entire medical. but now we do based on preferences. Okay, we personalize based on users. We personalize based on people. Okay, so it changes in medical management. Okay, then changes in the concept of prevention and treatment. Okay, this is where we change our focus from disease treatment to preventive healthcare. Okay, so these are some changes that leads with smart healthcare. Okay. Okay, so this diagram explain the smart healthcare architecture. So whereby we can see there are 3 types of users. Okay, it can be patient, doctors, and hospitals. Okay, so for hospital here, maybe we do have nurses, lab assistants, and so on. Okay, so these 3 types of users are able to access the smart health, okay, via mobile apps and web-based systems. Okay, and then at this point, once they access to the system, these are the things that we do have in IoT cloud. Okay, so in this environment, IoT cloud, okay, this is where we can perform data cleaning. Okay, and then we can analyze the data. Okay, and then this data can be kept in a database. Okay, database. Okay, then for example, okay, we do have emergency call. Okay, so this emergency call is situated at a cloud-based cloud platform, cloud environment. Okay, then okay, so based on IoT cloud here, okay, they need to have access to this. Okay, patient here, okay, patient through the sensors devices, okay, they can use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or other LANs, for example, okay, and then they are able to connect it via this, okay, mobile phone or personal computers, okay. And these are the sensing network-based stations. Okay, so this is basic smart healthcare architectures. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, okay, we can see that these are the persons or users who are able to access to the system. Okay, and then this is where the information securities are needed. Okay, from this point, okay, starting from this point until this point. So we can see it is a requirement to make sure the securities from the whole cycle, okay, from the whole processes involved for this. Okay, okay. Okay, the informations that being collected via smart healthcare, okay, can then be sent to any remote destinations. Okay, it can be sent to any remote destination. So we don't need wired devices. Okay, it can be collected and it can be sent using any remote or wireless devices. Okay, so for example, okay, we do have wearable sensors. Okay, so these wearable sensors able to collect or to get your temperature. Okay, temperature degrees. Okay, and then can act as a data collecting unit. Okay, so these wearable sensors acts as data collecting units because it collects data from wearable devices. Okay, so these wearable sensors collects the signals from the patient's body. Okay, so it collects data from patient's body. Okay, then later the collected data are then forwarded to a local via a Wi-Fi network, or it can be collected data. Okay, regular server needs to update, allow the doctors access to real-time patient data. Okay, so for this smart healthcare, we should enable a real-time access. Okay, so that's the good thing for this smart healthcare. It allows doctors or any users to access real-time patient data. It is important, okay, it is important because we need to collect. It is not only collect, we need to access a real-time, okay, because it help us to make a decisions, okay. Okay, then these devices work together to create a unified medical report, okay, for example, that can be accessed later by various providers. Okay, so this data, it is not only useful for the patients, but can also pull together later to studies and produce predictions and so on. Okay, so this is the cycle. How does data being collected, okay, via the systems, okay, using wearable devices, okay, and then it will be stored in a server, okay. So then later, okay, doctors are able to access this real-time data, okay. Then once accessed, okay, doctors are able to produce a report. Okay, so it is just in a short time. Okay, so that's the benefits of smart healthcare. We can do a fast decision making. Okay. Okay, so as mentioned in the previous slide, okay, smart healthcare enable collection of and transmission of vast amounts of health data. Okay, it enables collection and transmission of huge amounts of health data. Okay, data about your profiles, okay, your names, your age, okay, and then your disease, okay, your health conditions. So these are all health data. Okay, so the collections and transmissions of this health data, it will allow people and things to be connected from anywhere, anytime, and anyone. Okay, so this data should be connected okay, this data should be accessed, okay. It should be connected, okay, connected and accessed from anywhere, anytime, and anyone. But you have to make sure that you are allowed to access those data. Okay, so meaning that in this smart healthcare, health information exchange is required. Okay, they need to exchange the information from patient to doctors, from doctors to lab assistants, okay, and then to pharmacists. Okay, so there is a need for health information exchange. Okay, so it is required to enhance healthcare delivery by providing the ability to properly and securely access and share critical medical information digitally. Okay, so meaning that when they exchange the data, they have to make sure that the data, okay, only being accessed by persons who have the access, okay, and then only authorized users can manipulate the data, can do any modifications of the data. Okay, so here, okay, they have to make sure that the data is properly and securely accessed and shared by those people. Okay. Okay, so this is where, okay, again, ensuring and security and privacy is crucial. So this is important so that we have to ensure the CIA. Okay, we have to satisfy the CIA requirements. Okay, enhancing the quality of healthcare and improving ease of access to health records while maintaining the security and privacy of the data is crucial. Okay, because we don't want to satisfy the we don't want to fulfill the requirements for smart healthcare only, but at the same time, we have to make sure that the health records are secure. Okay, we have to maintain the security and the privacy of the data. Okay, so because of this, we can introduce the healthcare system, but at the same time, we have to maintain the security and privacy of the data. Okay, so it is quite challenging. Okay, it is quite challenging in order to ensure these things, to maintain the security and privacy of the data. Okay. Okay, so HIE, okay, it actually enhance healthcare delivery by providing the ability to electronically share healthcare information among these organizations. Okay, they have to make sure that the information exchange should be in reliable, okay, and secure manner. Okay, okay, so during this information exchange, okay, we do have interoperable connected health systems. Okay, we should have this this connected health system. Okay, so these systems is one in which data flows with both one-to-one or one-to-many connections. Okay, so it will lead to the exchange of information among multiple interfaces. Okay. Okay. Okay, however, okay, the security issues for electronic patient records that we do have in smart healthcare, especially for in-transit data, hinder the usage of IoT in smart healthcare systems. Okay, so among these issues, electronic patient records confidentiality and entity authentications are major concerns. So, sorry. So later, we will look at what are the issues and how does authentications fits one as one of the solutions. Okay. Okay. So in addition, okay, where HIE requires more sensitive data being collected and shared, it is actually these protections against unauthorized use or access is essential. So we can share, we can do the exchange, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we do have a protections of this data. Okay. We have to avoid any unauthorized use or access. Okay. Okay, unauthorized access to IoT devices could create a serious risk to patient health as well as their private information. Okay, so we cannot simply give them an access, but because it will create a serious risk because it is involved with personal data. Okay. Okay, so because of this, maintaining the security and privacy of the patient's health data are the biggest challenges in smart healthcare patients. So this is one of the challenges. Okay, so previously for CIA, we do have CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. But when it comes to smart healthcare, we should consider one more requirements, which is privacy. Okay. Okay, so for smart healthcare, confidentiality, it is a set of rules that limit access to information. Okay, a set of rules that we limit access to information. So this is where we have to secure the nodes. Okay, so the nodes here, it should include services. Okay, services meaning that for that healthcare system itself, they maybe they have various types of services. Okay, so this is where we have to ensure the all these nodes, okay, should be secure. Okay, and then also devices. Okay, device A, device B, and so on. So we have to make sure that all the nodes for these devices are secure. Okay, same goes for management systems. Okay, so this we have to secure these nodes from unauthorized access. Okay, so that's for confidentiality. So meaning that confidentiality for smart healthcare, it is not only related to information, but also it is involved with securing nodes. Okay, securing nodes because when we secure the nodes, okay, of course, we secure the information. Okay, okay, integrity is the assurance that information is trustworthy. Okay, we do have a trust with that information, and that information is accurate. Okay, the information is accurate. Okay, it is important because if we don't have an accurate information, it will resulting in misdiagnosis or any other avoidable mishaps. Okay, so this is something that important, okay, because we can't misdiagnosis. Okay, so we have to make sure that we fulfill the integrity requirements. Okay, okay. Availability, it is when we need to guarantee reliable access to information. Okay, so we do have, if we want to access, then we have the access. Okay. It confirms that information will be available to authenticated users whenever requested, even in times of the system failures. Sorry. Okay, so availability is something that we should have access to the data, even there is a system failures. Okay, so the data is available whenever we want to get the data. Okay. Okay, so for smart healthcare, some researchers, they have added one more component, okay, one more requirements, which is privacy. Okay, for certain researchers, they put privacy under confidentiality. Okay, but for certain researchers, they create as one requirements. Okay. Okay, so privacy, it is a sub-concept for confidentiality. Okay, it is when it comes to privacy, it is actually involved with patients' personal information. Okay, privacy, it is something that involve or connects with personal information. Okay, so because we are now in smart healthcare, we are dealing with patients' record. Okay, maybe some of their records are sensitive records. They don't want to disclose easily. Okay, so because of that, privacy should be considered as one of important requirements for smart healthcare. Okay, so meaning that for smart healthcare, there are 4 requirements that we have to consider. Okay, confidentiality, integrity, availability, and privacy. So these 4 components are required in order to satisfy security requirements. Okay. Okay, so this explain as a data breach in healthcare industries. Okay, so a data breach is any security incidents that results in unauthorized access to confidential information. Okay, so if you will look at this, the most incidents was reported in hospitals. Okay, so this is where lots of patients' data being collected and shared among users. Okay, so because of this, there is a need for us to satisfy the CIA and privacy. Okay. Okay, so what are the challenges? Okay, so what are the challenges for and in order to ensure the information security and privacy for smart healthcare? So there are few challenges that I have identified. Okay, the first one is privacy and data ownership. Okay. Okay, so in this smart healthcare environments, okay, you should disclose as many information that you have. Okay, you should disclose your profiles. Okay, you should disclose your health information. Okay, so basically this health information considered as sensitive data. Not all willing to share this sensitive data. Not all willing to disclose your sensitive data. But in order to make sure the successful of this smart healthcare, users need to disclose. Okay, so any personal and sensitive data that we disclose must be protected. Okay, so this is where we require privacy preservation in all stages that's involved with this data. Okay, while at rest, processing, and transit. Okay, so these are the 3 stages that we need. Okay, okay. There are certain countries, they do have laws and regulations. okay, that specifically to protect personal data. Okay, for example, in Malaysia, we do have Personal Data Protection Act. Okay, so in this case, we can comply this Data Protection Act in order to ensure that all the security measurements must in place, and we want to ensure that data ownerships and privacy of collected data are success. We should be able to confirm the data ownerships and privacy of those collected data. Okay. Okay, so for data ownership, it is important. Okay, it is an issue when transferring data between two parties. Okay, so in this case, for example, okay, we as a patient, when we disclose our data through this smart healthcare, we are not the data owner anymore. We don't own the data. Okay, so meaning that okay, the data owner is now goes to healthcare providers, okay, maybe hospitals. Okay, so in this case, when they are able to use your data for whatever purposes, because you are not the data owner anymore. Okay, so for this purpose, okay, in health domain, it is essential to ensure the data ownership when patients disclose your data, okay, especially when it comes to cloud-based platform. Okay, and then when they share data among their medical suppliers and medical staffs. Okay, so we have to clarify with them, okay, about the data ownership. Okay, so this is one of the challenges. It is regarding privacy and data ownership. Okay, who should hold the data ownership? Okay, because it is important. So it is one of the challenges. Okay. The second challenges is interconnected medical systems. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, one of the most important things for smart-based system or smart healthcare system, it is when we want to bring together all the silo systems into one unified system. Okay, we want to integrate, okay, all these systems and make it as one system. Okay, so maybe before this we have silo system. Okay, now when we introduce to change to smart healthcare, we have to integrate all the system and make it as one system. Okay. Okay, so when we when we make it as one system, okay, so this is where the possibility of user identification deficiencies, okay, endpoint leakage, and excessive user requirements accounting for nearly of common security vulnerabilities. Okay, so these are some of the possible challenges when we want to integrate these systems. Okay, okay. Okay, so since each independent system is connected to every other system in the premise, okay, access to unauthorized personnel is greatly limited. Okay, so meaning that before this, when the systems are silo system, they can give an access to only authorized users. Okay, but then now when it comes to one system, one unified system, how should they identify the authorized access? Okay, how should this person should be able to access what? Okay, and then it is difficult to define the authorizations when it comes to interconnected medical system. Okay, so this is the second challenges. Okay. Okay. The next one, the next challenge is traditional authentication systems. Okay, no, traditional authentication scheme. Okay, so now, okay, maybe the traditional authentication system that we use is maybe based on username and password. Okay, but then now this traditional authentication is not appropriate anymore. It is not valid anymore. Okay, because Okay, because now when we are moving towards smart healthcare, we do have IoT devices. Okay, so we do have thousands of connected things that involved in this system. Okay, we don't have a silo system. We don't have a very simple system, a web-based system. No, we don't have that. Okay, because when we move forward to smart base, okay, we do have wearable devices. Okay, so these devices are connected. Okay, are connected via IoT devices. Okay, so these systems are interconnected. Okay, via IoT devices, and it involves various data types such as sensors, images, and so on. Okay, it can be videos and so on. So, because of this, traditional authentication, which is based on username and password, it is not appropriate. Okay, it is not secure enough. Okay, because sometimes, okay, when we use password and pins, okay, usernames and login information, this is quite easy to guess. Okay, hack and steal the information that we have in these systems. Okay, so this is one of the challenges. Okay. Okay, so the next challenge is digitized patient records. Okay, so the old age trend of storing patients' information is they use manual based. Okay, they keep patients' information in files. Okay, and other physical documents. Okay, but then this method is already absolute. Okay, this method already absolute, whereby it enable healthcare to introduce a new way, okay, so that it's able to protect patients' privacy and avoid any information misuse. Okay, because now if we have a manual of physical documents, so it is easy for those who have an access to the room, they can get the files and search for any information. Okay, so now we are moving forward to digitize patient records. Okay. Okay, but again, when we have a digital records, okay, it should ensure the right information is available at the right times to the right doctors for timely diagnosis. Okay, how should we ensure that? Okay, we want to make sure that the data that we want to access, it is available when we want to access. Okay, then it is also only for those who has an access. Okay, and then it is only that particular data is required for what particular diagnosis. So meaning that a correct data should be accessed. Okay, so how should we ensure this? How about if we are facing some system failures? Okay, so how should we do so that we still can proceed with our task? Okay, so this is some challenges that arise from digitized patient records. Okay. Okay, so healthcare security principles in smart healthcare. Okay, information security and privacy in smart healthcare. So in addition to CIA, okay, it is suggested a general security framework for health information sharing. Okay, because when we talk about information security, information in smart healthcare, so we can't avoid from exchange and share information. Okay, so these principles explain okay, so these are principles for guarantee security and privacy of health records. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, there are 3 levels. Okay, 3 layers. Okay, the first layer, second layer, and third layers. Okay, so this is the health records. Okay, so these critical principles relate to trust. Okay, trust. Okay, of course we should gain patients' trust. Okay, control data access and de-identification. Okay, the outer layer, it is where we build a trust. Okay, we build a trust between organizations and provide the foundations for authentications. Okay, the middle layer, this is where we need to protect the data sources. Okay, so this is important to satisfy requirements suggested in the CIA. And then, okay, so this is the second layer. Okay, and then the inner layer, okay, anonymized strategies that's able to have or okay, it helps to reduce or we can eliminate the chances of disclosing sensitive information. Okay, so anonymizations, it is one of the solutions that we can apply. Okay, but okay, we can't eliminate 100%, but what we can do is we can reduce. Okay, we can reduce a little bit. Okay. Okay, so based on this, and all the challenges that we have discussed just now, okay, so there are some potential solutions. Okay, there are three main potential solutions. Okay, authentication and authorization. So this is the first solutions that we are going to discuss. Okay, authentication and authorization, it is something that okay, authenticated users, okay, and then authorized to do what? Okay, so the identification of the user, such as patients, okay, healthcare staff and partners, must be verified using some strong mechanism of cryptographic routing. Okay, so we are not using simple authentications. Okay, so okay, both subject and object authentication. So these are we need to perform subject authentication and object authentication. Okay, because subject, it is to fulfill the authentications. Okay, users are able, okay, subject whether authenticate or not authenticate to access. Okay, object, it is when you are whether you are authorized to do so or not. Okay, so for this authentication and authorizations, there are three approaches that we can use. Okay, we can have Internet of Things authentication. So this is where we can okay, we can authenticate by using IoT devices. Okay, so it will determine valid accessible objects in IoT network. Okay, okay, then the second approach is user authentication. So this is where for user registration and secure access control to authenticate individuals to access the system. Okay, so the user needs to register themselves first. Okay, then by the registrations, the system will decided whether you are allowed to access the system or not. Okay. Okay, distributed authentications, it is requested sites should be able to authenticate remote clients based on a local authentication. Okay, so for this one, we access the systems from maybe from remote. Okay, we do access from local host and so on. So distributed authentications, it is when the authorization, it is based on your remote client. It is based on your local authentication. Okay, so this explain the service access, okay, architecture of healthcare service access control. So this is where the authentications, okay, it was authenticate whether to access, whether were granted to access the system or not based on RFID. Okay, so this is they should go for this. Okay, and then server will determine whether, okay, whether this RFID ID are able to access or not. Okay, if yes, then this user should be able to access the system. Okay, and then the second one, it is use PKI certification and authentication. Okay, so we use public key and private key. Okay, so this private key, private and public key was created. Okay, was created, and then it should be sent to a server. Okay, created by client, and then submitted to server. Okay, so this okay, at this point, it will verify whether this client should have the access or not. Okay, if yes, the certificate authority will issue a signed certificate to client. Okay. Okay. So at this point, okay, client should be able to access the system. Okay, the system whereby she needs to send the certificate. Okay, when they want to send the certificate together with their credentials. Okay, user credentials, and then it will be validated by the server, and then verify the signatures based on this. Okay, and then respond. So respond here meaning that these clients are able to access the system based on these keys. Okay, so this is the authentications, okay, based on public and private key. Okay, so for this one, we should store a key in key store, because the public key and private key will be used later to identify whether you should given the authority or not. Okay, so this is the first solutions, authentication and authorization. Okay, the second solution is access controls. Okay, access controls, it is access control policy. It is something that's used to determine who is allowed to access which data and who is allowed to access which data and use which services. Okay. Okay, so there are 3 types of access controls that possible to be implemented for smart healthcare: patient-centric access control, okay, staff access control, and break glass access control. Okay. Okay, so for patient-centric access control, it is when we let patients to decide whether they want to permit access requests or not. Okay, based on their concern. So, okay, we can give our personal information, but we are the one who decided, okay, whether we want to share our information to others or not. Okay, if we give our concern, then they are the system providers, they have the authorities to use our data. Okay, staff access controls, it is based on a role-based access control model that simplify permissions management by creating rules and permissions. Okay, break glass access control, it is a solutions that were introduced because sometimes in case of emergency, for patients, so that they can provide the access towards their data. So for that case, we need someone that's able to break the glass. So this person has the authority to have the access, okay, to extend the access. Okay, so this is example for staff-based access controls. Okay, staff-based access control. Okay, so for physicians, doctors, they can read and write access. They have read, okay, they are able to read, and at the same time, they are able to write. Okay, so these are the actions that they can perform. For nurses, maybe they only can write. Okay, and then for pharmacists, they only can read. Okay, so this is a role-based access control. We give the access, okay, based on their roles. Okay, based on doctor's role, based on nurses, and based on pharmacists. Okay, so we decide the access based on roles. Okay. Okay, so this is break glass architecture, MS architecture. Okay, so for this one, okay, we have okay, so this is so this is a patient, okay, but then because maybe the patients are unconscious, so we need someone to break the glass, okay, to break the policies that they have created, okay, because we need to have this especially for emergency cases. Okay, so these doctors, for example, okay, he or she should send the request to access, okay, and then searching for policies here. Okay, so this is where the break glass PDP occurs. Okay, and then okay, after after the doctors break the glass, he or she should be able to access the patient's data. Okay, whereby previously the access only should be given by patients, but due to some emergency cases whereby the patients are not able to do so, so there is a need to execute for break glass access control. Okay, so this is important in smart healthcare domain. Okay. Okay, so the last one is anonymization. Okay. Okay, anonymization, it is an approach that we have whereby we can keep data not in a full format. Okay. Okay, because sometimes okay, okay, aside from patient's demand, okay, sometimes there is a requirements that in terms of ethicals and legitimate regulations, because sometimes we can't okay, because sometimes the data that we have in a database, it is something that we can see, so we don't want others to see the data, okay, to see some very sensitive data. Okay, so for instance, okay, one of the most desirable cases is to ensure no one can be identified from health data sets released for research purposes. Okay, so this is another thing, okay, because now we are moving towards big data and so on, whereby based on the data set that we have, we can perform some predictions. Okay, we can do analysis. Okay, so this is where we actually we can't release this data in the original format. Okay, there are certain data that we have to anonymize. Okay. Okay, so for these solutions, we do have two approaches. Okay, statistical disclosure control. For this approach, it offers privacy protections by modifying, okay, they modify identifiable and non-identifiable data. Okay, so let's say, okay, usually for these types of data, we need to modify the user's name, for example. We need to modify the user's identity numbers, okay? And then maybe we need to anonymize the telephone number, okay? So this is a types of statistical disclosure control. So we modify or we anonymize certain attributes, certain data, okay? Okay, then the second approach is privacy preserving big data. Okay, so it is when we mesh records across databases without we reveal any confidential information to any external stakeholders. Okay, so we give the data, okay, but we don't reveal some certain data. Okay, we don't reveal all the data. We only provide the data whereby they required for that big data purposes only. Okay, so this is anonymization. Okay, this is how anonymization works. Okay. Okay, so this is where we anonymize. Okay, instead of to put the full for postcode, we do anonymize for the last one, for the last values. Okay, and then two values, and then if we have more, we do anonymize for 3 values and so on. But this is how anonymize works. Okay, we keep some of the data anonymized. Okay. Okay, so so we have 3 solutions. Okay, authentication and authorizations. Okay, access controls, and also anonymizations. Okay, so in your opinion, okay, which solution is the best? Is it access control? Is it authentications or authorizations? Or is it anonymizations? Okay, if we look at these three approach, these 3 solutions, okay, none of them are the best. Okay, but we should have a combination of these solutions. Okay, so if we look at here, okay, so patients, okay, access, this is their access point to for them to access their medical records. Okay, so at this point, maybe they can utilize the access control or authentications and authorizations. Okay, whether they are allowed to access or not. Okay, okay, then okay, okay, then for this part, okay, from doctors desk, okay, doctors want to access certain records. Okay, so for this point, maybe they can apply authentications and authorizations. Okay, but here if we do have others staff. Okay, so at this point we do have, okay, we clarify whether the staff what types of access control that they can do. Okay, what types of actions that they can perform. Okay, so then here it is where we keep the data. Okay, the data is required for daily operations. Okay, and then at the same time the data is required to perform analytics. Okay, so the data that we keep here, it must be in original format. Okay, but sometimes if someone, okay, let's say from okay, medical service provider, they want to access the data to perform analytics. Okay, so whenever he access the data, okay, from this access point, okay, we won't provide a complete data, but we do provide data with anonymized. Okay, we do provide an anonymized data. Okay, we don't provide a full data. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so which one is the best? Okay, no one is the best. Okay, none of the solutions are the best. So we should combine the solutions. Okay, because we want to satisfy the CIA. Okay. Okay, so as a conclusion for today is it is essential to design the security and privacy solutions accordingly. Okay, so it is as I mentioned in the previous slide, we can't depend to only one solutions. We can't depend to only authentications. But because if we depend to only authentications, sometimes you are authorized to access the data. Okay, then you want to misuse the data. You sell the data because there are lots of cases whereby the data being sold by users who are able to access the data. Okay, it is from insiders itself. Okay, it is not being hacked by outsiders. Okay, the existing studies on authentication, access control, and anonymization can generally secure the access to and use of health records. Okay, while special considerations of smart features should be addressed as well. So these three solutions, okay, can secure the access, and then at the same time it also consider the smart based features. Okay. Okay, so reviews and evaluate security and privacy solutions. Okay, it is important to satisfy privacy requirements as well as the assurance of service quality in a data-rich world. So, we want to ensure the security and privacy. Okay, but at the same time, we have to make sure that the quality of the services that we offer in the smart healthcare. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all. Okay, if it is smart, it's vulnerable. Okay, the more smart system you have, the more vulnerable it is. Okay, so yeah, it is smart, so more vulnerable the system is. Okay, so thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for Dr. Jihan for the explanation about information security in the digital era. What an amazing lecture today. And after this, as I promised you before, the Q&A session is now open for all the participants. You can ask questions directly by using the raise hand button or via Zoom chat, and I'll read it for you. Okay, this is the first. Oh, there's two questions. First one is from Yusan Aisha. Excuse me, Prof. I want to ask, for the future, will every company use the concept of CIA triad? Thank you.
Okay, is it okay. Okay, yes. Yes, it is okay. Actually, these three concept of CIA, it is important. So it should be apply, and every companies, organizations, they have to comply with these three CIA. Am I answer your questions? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's enough. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Lutfi Nabila. Excuse me, Prof. I want to ask about the smart-based material. Are smart-based system and cybersecurity related? Thank you.
Okay. As stated in the slide just now, so whenever we move forward to smart-based systems, okay, meaning that more data being collected, used, and processed, okay. So and then this smart-based requires the use of IoTs, okay, networks and so on. So yeah, it is interrelated, okay, because we have to ensure the cyber is secure and secure enough so that we can we are able to ensure the systems functions. Okay.
Is it good enough? Lutfi Nabila? Or do you have any follow-up question?
Okay, there is a question at chat. Okay, okay, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Why was integrity is the most important one? Okay, okay, I'm not sure whether I mentioned just now that integrity is the most important one, but it is not. Okay, we should have a balance. Okay, we should balance between these three. We cannot only say that integrity is the most important one. Okay, we should balance between confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me, Prof. We see some participant already raised hand, so let's start with Arditya Putrasmuda. Please open your mic and ask your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Prof. So you were mentioned that technology will eventually replace human, and it's already kind of happening. So, so what do you think for any suggestion for us that we are the gonna be job seeker need to prepare if we want to able to compete with the technology?
Okay, it is a good question. Okay, so as I have a slide that explain the emerge of the digital era, because now we are moving towards the emerging well-being. Okay, so this is where we change from human to machine. Okay, so if you go to a restaurant, okay, sometimes we don't have a waiter. Okay, no waiter came to you, but there is a robot, right? Okay, so it is replace human. Okay, but there are certain certain domain that we still need to depend to humans. Okay, we do need humans. Okay, so not all. Okay, we should have we should also need humans. Okay, not all environments or sectors that we can replace with robots or machines.
I'm sorry, Prof. Can I ask some a recent example of this domain that cannot be replaced by robots or technology?
Okay. For example, in a factory, okay, maybe they replace workers with robots. Okay, but sometimes we need to do a further improvement, because sometimes if there is an error, okay, for the machines, we still need technical person to in charge for that task, right? So we still need human to change from machines to humans. Okay, we still need people.
All right. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, thank you Aditya for the questions. Now let's move on to the next question, Pak Taufik.
Terima kasih Mas. Bu Jihan, mohon maaf saya pakai bahasa Indonesia saja ya, tidak seinfluen teman-teman yang mahasiswa. Suara saya kedengar Bu?
Dengar.
Gimana kabarnya?
InsyaAllah, alhamdulillah selamat, sihat.
Kemarin kan kami menghadiri semacam seminar terkait dengan proteksi perlindungan data pribadi di Indonesia, gitu. Terus historical terkait dengan penyusunan kebijakan. Kalau saya boleh tahu, kalau di Malaysia terkait dengan proteksi terhadap data-data, khususnya data-data yang sensitif itu bagaimana ya, Prof?
Okay, di Malaysia, we have a Personal Data Protection Act. Okay, kita ada Akta Perlindungan Data Peribadi. So it was introduced in 2013. Okay, but in terms of enforcement, macam penguatkuasaan, it is not very good here. Okay, so I'm not sure in macam mana di Indonesia, tapi kat sini mungkin kurangnya kesedaran di kalangan users, citizens about the importance of us to ensure our data protection. So kurangnya kesedaran, dia saya rasa permasalahan utama tu kat situlah, dia kurangnya kesedaran di kalangan citizens to protect their own personal information, because we know nowadays people easily shares your information through social media, right? Kita ada social media, kita ada TikTok, kita ada IGs and so on. So users they are easily shares their information.
Iya, seperti itu. Hampir sama, Prof. Terkait dengan perilaku
Because the
pengguna
awareness is
pemilik data itu
still
sendiri.
awareness tu masih rendah.
Iya, sama kalau begitu, nggih. Seperti itu. Terus ini Prof, terkait dengan ini kan sekarang di Indonesia itu ada yang disebut dengan one data, single data seperti itu ya. Semuanya mengarah kepada single number identity seperti itu. Baik itu NPWP itu semacam nomor untuk pelaporan pajak, dan juga ada nanti ke depan itu yang namanya seperti paspor sudah mengarah kepada nomor kependudukan. Tidak menutup kemungkinan nanti yang masih diperdebatkan oleh para kedokteran itu terkait dengan medical record sudah menggunakan NIK seperti itu. Ini satu nomor, satu istilahnya satu autentifikasi, tapi bisa untuk ke banyak platform, banyak aplikasi. Terus terkait kebijakan keamanannya gimana, mempertimbangkan terkait dengan kenyamanan tapi juga aman kayak begitu. Seperti itu.
Okay, untuk data-data seperti identity numbers kan, itu dikira sebagai personally identifiable information. Okay, sebab once we know the information, the data, then we may know belongs to whom. Kan, okay. So maksudnya di sini, okay, we can disclose those data. Okay, kita boleh share the data, tapi maybe it is based on purpose. Okay, kita sebagai data owner, okay, we should know for what purpose they collect our data. And then we, as the data owner, we can decide whether we want to give consent or not. Sama ada kita bagi kebenaran untuk the third party yang collect our data to use the data for other purposes or not. So macam di Malaysia kita ada kadang-kadang bila kita pergi kita insurance kereta, and then next year insurance kereta kita dah mati, and then we receive lots of offers from insurance company. Okay, so this is where those insurance company that we have currently, they sell our data to other parties. So actually it is based on concern, our concern whether we allow them to share, to disclose our data or not.
Oke, terima kasih banyak.
Sama-sama.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Rico Fabian Alex.
Tes. Excuse me, Prof.
Yes.
Okay. I'm Rico Fabian. Want to ask. Actually, this is just a simple question. Talk about applications. So from the beginning slide, specifically on the information security slide, explain that information security is a set of practices intended to keep data secure from unauthorized access or alteration. It protects sensitive information from unauthorized activities, including inspection, modification, recording, and any disruption or destruction. So my question is, what is the relationship between information security and open source software? Because based on what we have learned about business across the enterprise, open source software is a software with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. Thank you.
Okay, open source software, it is something that you can use to develop your own apps, right? So it is freely accessed by anyone. Okay, information security it is something that you need to fulfill. So I think it is something not related to each other's. Okay, because for open source, it is just you use the platform to develop a system. But later, if you the system that you develop, okay, so then it requires users to give your personal data and so on. It is another point of view, because we even though it is an open source, but the database that we have that we develop using MySQL, for example, it is still secure. The open source, it is only in terms of free to be used by anyone. Okay.
Okay, so it's not related each other.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
It is free in terms of the usage. Okay, you can freely use that.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Lutfi Norjihan.
It's
I'm sorry. Thank you for the opportunity, Prof. So the question that I want to ask is about the copyright of an AI. So as we all know, the AI has been a trend nowadays, and everyone is using AI, especially for things like for images, AI generated images, and other creative works. So I want to ask, since the database that the AI takes is from the internet as a whole, and it automatically takes it from open source image from publicly available images, like from other artists. So, and I have seen many artists express their discomfort and their displeasure in having their images being used as a database for AI. So how do, as an artist or as other creative work author, how do they protect their work from being used as a database from AI, or does it fall to the social media provider. Like, let's say, if I publish my work on Twitter, do I have to protect my own work, or does Twitter be the one that has to protect my work? That's my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, usually, okay, if it's your work, okay, you can protect. You have to protect yourself, but it is depends on what types of materials. Okay, if you think it is something that you need to have a proper copyright, okay, so whereby you don't want others to reuse or have your artwork, okay, then you have to protect. Okay, so later if you do the copyright, later if you find anyone who has the same, then you can sue them. Okay, you can take action. Okay, but if not, you can't do anything. Okay, so basically, okay, for those images or data that's being used in any AI, okay, so actually, some organizations or some parties, they love to have that, because by having these types of predictions and so on, it will give them some added values, okay, based on the data that they have. Okay.
So it's up to me to protect my own work. But
Yes.
is there any way for the AI to not be able to prevent them from taking a specific type of database? Like, can we restrict it somehow?
Okay, we can restrict. Okay, we can restrict, but it is depends on the data owners. Okay, because sometimes there are some data owners that who own the data. They would love, they happy if third parties willing to do some kinds of some sort of prediction, so that it will give them some added values based on the data that they have, even though they use their data. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, Professor.
Okay, thank you, Lucy, for your questions. And now, due to time constraints, this is gonna be the last question of these lectures. That's Ariza. Present time is yours.
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes.
I want to ask about smart-based system. In this digital era, we have accepting so many change. I mean, technology already changed us. For example, nowadays, smart robot was working at the restaurant, and has a big impact for us as humans. It can decreasing human employment opportunities. And I want to ask, is it smart-based system is always giving good impact or not? Thank you.
Okay. In terms of the technologies, of course, it give us a good impact. Okay, we rely less on humans. Okay, because so meaning that if we don't have workers, so we still have robots to do the work. Okay, but there are certain situations that we still need humans. Okay, because not all tasks or jobs that we can replace with robots. Okay, so because if you okay, so for this robot in a restaurant, okay, because when sometimes okay they use robot, but for a certain level where there are lots of customers, they put the robot aside, and then this is where they need waiters to help them to get orders and so on. So it is there is pros and cons.
So smart-based system is always give a good impact, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, thank you for all the participants for the excitement on the questions. And now we are at the end of the class. Remember, after the class, there will be a presence and feedback form that will be provided by the committee, and all participants must fill the form to get the e-certificate. But before that, we will do a photo session together. For all the participants, please turn on your camera, and the committee will take the recognitions. don't forget to use the designated virtual background.
Okay, now I will screen capture for the first slide. 1, 2, 3. One again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. For the second slide. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for the committee. Next, before we end this class, all the participants must fill the form provided by the committee to get your e-certificate. Maybe the committee could help to share the presence form. All right. Don't forget, yeah, because the e-certificate will be sent directly to your email after you fill the presence form. Okay, thank you for all the participants in this class. Thank you for joining the guest lecture 2023, and special thank you to our speaker, Dr. Jihan, for the lesson that's given to the class today. Thank you, and see you in the next guest lecture 2023.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you. Thank you
Dr.
from Malaysia. Okay, bye-bye.